So we are live right now. Around the world.
Around the world. Hi, world. How you doing? I missed you.
We are simulcasting live via Facebook, via YouTube, and also Periscope or Twitter.
It's like an intergalactic communication network. Who invented this stuff?
We're going to see comments popping up right here.
And you'll see comments popping up right here because my name is Ted Nugent, and I'm commenting because I actually participate in this sacred experiment in self-government. And the reason I'm so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, cocked-locked, ready to rock the clock, Doc, and very, very happy is because I study the most important happiness guidebook in the world. And if you want to be happy, you need to get this book and make sure your children read it, or I'll come to your house and fix them.
Well, before we get started, we're going to be talking about the metaphysics or the spirituality of archery. I would love to hear where everybody is watching from, what city, state, country, and where. And also, I'm going to give you a second to share this because I don't know about you. Actually, I do know about you.
Actually, does know about me. Intimately, 33 years inside information.
32.
Feels like 33.
Just like
we met almost 33 years ago.
Yeah, well, 33 this October. But I'm going to give you guys a chance to share this because I have been suppressed. I know you have too. So that's the way we get it out. Hey, Kevin.
Depressed? Did you say depressed?
No, suppressed.
Suppressed. Yeah, I'm not depressed. I'm suppressed. But the high-tech suppressors are almost like a wet paper bag, and I just punch my way out. So be sure you don't take suppression. You punch your way out with truth, logic, and common sense. Hi, everybody.
Oh, I'm going to bring this microphone closer to me because you project well.
I project. I am the projectile management. In fact, I have a company called the Projectile Management because life is about managing that which we project.
Oh, look at watching. Hey, Laura from Michigan.
Michiganiacs, real Michiganiacs, not the current Michigan, which is a suburb of San Francisco, but the real shit kickers in Michigan. I love you madly. I will always be the Motor City Madman. Happy, 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 defiant, healthy, safe, secure, cocky, and alive, very much alive. I got this life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness thing. It's like an addiction.
It is. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you about is the spirituality of archery. I started reading this book by Paulo Coelho, and it's called The Archer. And there was a couple of great quotes I wanted to get your take on because it talks about being the specific bow is being a tool for us to use. And the arrow, what we have always talked about, is being the projection of our spirit.
Hello. I think I've articulated this since I was a teenager in various forms in my writings, in my song. And if you're going to ask something about the spiritual aspects of our life's guiding forces, I'm the guy. My song, Spirit of the Wild, the TV show, Spirit of the Wild, my incredible song, Spirit of the Buffalo. And I always articulate that the essence of quality of life is encompassed by the term physics of spirituality. And yes, there is a great spirit that is ubiquitous in our lives if we are tuned in. Clean and sober is the best way to tune in because comfortably numb is actually uncomfortably dumb. So I've been clean and sober for 72 years, 72.3 years. And I attribute a lot of that to what I couldn't have told you as a young boy in Detroit, but I soon learned that archery is the samurai connection and connecting force to the path of our life, hence projectile management. The mystical flight of the arrow isn't just sending a shaft into the target or into your dinner. It's about envisioning the voyage of your spirit on a straight line that is unencumbered by any psychological or physical baggage. And remember, I wrote Wango Tango, but I can also talk about this because there's a physics to spirituality in Wango Tango as well. So how am I doing so far?
You're doing good. One of the quotes I want to read you from this book, if you're just joining me, I'm Shemaine, that's Ted.
I'm Ted.
And we'd love for you guys to share this. And I also want to talk to you about a program that I have for women only. Sorry.
I had a program for women only for a long time.
And then I put an end to that. Yeah.
No, you put an exclamation point.
Well, I did. I put boundaries to that. Okay, so in this book.
Is this awesome? You're not going to get this anywhere else. Shemaine Nugent, she's the queen of the forest. Yes. Drive safely.
Yes. Okay, so it says, the bow is life, the source of all energy. The arrow will leave one day. The target is a long way off.
Yes, in the most fundamental way, as just a physical athletic endeavor to attain hand-eye coordination, which as humans we fumble and stumble, but eventually as we grow older and wiser, hopefully, we ascertain that you'll never be a great golfer, you'll never be a great welder, you'll never be a great guitar player that is optimized in the archery action until you bring to the party the spiritual side of your life, an aspiration of omniscience of your surroundings, higher level of awareness. And if you study samurai, and I haven't,
but we watched the movie.
And there are some moments in there. The most profound moment was too many minds when you fumble with your sword, or you fumble with your archery, or you fumble with your parenting, or you fumble with your couch time, which, by the way, couch time is almost 99.9% fumbling. And archery, I discovered as a young boy walking the Rouge River in Detroit, where I was born, trying to get close to the animals, which is also the physics of spirituality, understanding that you are a reasoning, conscientious being. The animals, not so much. They're strictly instinctual. But we also have that animal instinct. And I discovered early on that if I just fling arrows, that I will be inconsistent. If I just fling guitar licks, I will be inconsistent. If I just fling food into my mouth, it will not only be inconsistent, but it will be less than healthy. So the arrow path that Mr. Left Hand, grabbing that bow for a right-handed guy, Mr. Right Hand, beginning to communicate with your eye and your spirit and your mind, that if you coordinate your gifts of life from God, the physics of spirituality, and this hand is talking to this hand, and the mind optimizes their coordinated effort, you can send your arrow on an infinitesimally defined, accurate path that when we awake to that reality, we can do the same thing with our lives. We can be more conscientious about our conduct. I wrote 30 some years ago, the prayer for the wild things in one of my editorials, and how that higher level of awareness that is forced upon us by the pursuit of absolute excellence that is manifested in the control of Mr. Left Hand, Mr. Right Hand, Mr. Mind, Mr. Hand-Eye coordination, and letting the arrow go when all things are tractor beamed to your given destination, bullseye, the pump station on a deer for dinner. You can do that with guitar playing, with welding, with parenting, with lovemaking, with diet consciousness, with neighborly attentiveness. And when you do so, your spirit arrow will follow a true north compass setting that we are in charge of. And so if you've never shot a bow and arrow, you think it's just, well, I can shoot an arrow and hit the target. Okay, that's good enough. I suppose if you want to be a golfer, you can play putt-putt golf. But if you want to be like Jack Brocky, my grandson, and be the state champion teenage golfer, you got to learn the magic of the physics of spirituality, of total body breathing control, left hand, right hand, eye coordination, because that iron has to hit a specific dimple on the golf ball to send that golf ball to that little tiny hole way over yonder. So you just mentioned about the distance in that last quote.
I forgot. That was a long time ago.
Well, it was about down range yonder. There is a goal, and archery.
Oh, it says the bow is life, the source of all energy. The arrow will leave one day. The target is a long way off. Meaning yes. That you'll never get to the target because there are always other things that come into play. And another thing, different situations, different obstacles every day that we have to deal with. Another quote that I want to get your comment on. If you're just joining us, I'm Shmaine, that's Ted.
And I just spent about 20 minutes shooting. I have a Matthews bow that I'm constantly tweaking because I'm going hunting here in about 20 minutes. I've hunted almost every day. I take that back. I've hunted every day since August 8th, 2020.
So
so I just shot my bow. So when you talk about archery and the mystical flight of the arrow, I do it every day.
Yeah.
And I apply it to my guitar playing, to my interviews, to my writings, to my breathing, to my soulmate.
The other quote that I wanted to share with you is it says,
some deep shit.
And somebody was asking, what book is that? It's Paulo Coelho, The Archer. It says, in order to understand your bow, it must become part of your arm and an extension of your thoughts. And this is what we've always said when we have people that come to us,
like Sarah
Palin and like Kid Rock and his fiance Audrey, come to us to help them understand how to shoot a bow and arrow. We have always told them, think of that arrow as a projection of your spirit. Yes. And when you miss the mark, I'm sure it's going to get into, I haven't gotten into that part of this book, but the targets used to be called, bullseye was basically no sin. The next circle was sin 1, sin 2, sin 3. So it's not that we're sinning, but we're missing the mark. And there are days that we get it right on, but there are other things that come into play, but that bow and arrow has to become part of your arm.
Part of your spirit, part of your entire being. You know, in my writings, I write a weekly blog for deeranddeerhunting.com. Go to deeranddeerhunting.com. And I've written 390 some of them, many years. Thank you, Dan Schmidt and Chris Barron's there. Deeranddeerhunting.com. Spell it right out. And I always reference my most fulfilling and gratifying, even satisfying archery moment, whether it's shooting at a target, which, by the way, I just got a new caribou, an elk, and a moose target from Reinhardt Targets. I can't wait to put the first arrows into their pump stations.
Nice.
But anyhow, I use the term out of body. Too many minds. If you think about, geez, how much should I grip? Wow, I wonder, when should I come to, geez, when should I let go? No, shut up. It should be out of body. When I grab my Gibson Birdland in the other room there, I never think, where am I going to touch the neck? I don't think. I let the spirit instinctually express itself.
Look at this. Tina Marone says, it's not the pounds, it's the prayer.
Yeah.
Article written
Tina Marone. We love Tina.
From Ted Nugent, Adventure Outdoors in 1998.
Yes.
We used to have our own magazine called Ted Nugent Adventure Outdoors.
Well, thank you, Tina, for reminding us. Because, oh, by the way, Tina, every issue, I wrote the TED editorial, I wrote the TED Tech Tips, I wrote the Gomer Award, I wrote the Physics of Spirituality, I wrote every article.
I wrote articles in it too.
But you did, you wrote a bunch of great ones, by the way. My favorite were her articles.
Yeah.
And we have some other contributors that wrote some brilliant stuff. But every issue, if there's 12 articles, I wrote 11 of them, or at least 10. And I expressed this deep consciousness that is ultimately expressed subconsciously. And especially with archery, you need to escape, especially nowadays more than ever, you need to escape the really ugly politics, the Marxism, the corruption, the runaway, glaring criminal abuse of power in our government and the media, the dishonesty, the hate. I've never seen anything like it. But in my writings and in my conduct and in my communication with friends and family and the guy at the feed mill this morning, I think the more we discover a path of an arrow in our lives, so I would recommend everybody get a bow and arrow. Get a bow and arrow.
Especially now when, number one, we're spending more time at home. Number two, people are, you probably have never felt this before, but people are sad and depressed because they can't have these communications. I was on the plane yesterday, felt like, wearing the mask for 8 hours. I don't know how people do that, but there's a lot of depression.
With this face, why would I wear a mask? I would deny my fellow man this beauty. No? Okay. But anyhow.
Side note. Someone is acting like y'all sending me. So we've had imposters. Look at how the names are spelled. People.
Yeah, hello. Here's a little tip for everybody. If it says Tedley Nugget, it's not me. And if it says Ted Nugent Spirit Show giveaway, I got to tell you, if you get scammed, with all due respect, you deserve it. If you're not suspicious of everything in this world today, if you don't have an intellectual review of everything that comes by you in this scamming, dishonest, lying, hateful media, government fraudulent elections, if you aren't suspicious of everybody and everything, you're going to get one right up the butt. So be suspicious. And if somebody's trying to claim that you just won $5,000 from Tard Nugget,
or they take my name and they put S apostrophe and they steal. I don't know who does this.
I would like to find their address and go pay them a little visit with me and my friend the Crowbar.
All right. But anyways, how do they sleep at night? Stealing all of our photos and
they sleep at night. They have no soul. That's how.
Okay, so you got to go hunting. We're going to wrap this up. This book is about the archer. So I was just about to do a live video, and I asked my husband.
You just happen to have an archer nearby.
And I'm an archer too.
You are. By the way, the physics of spirituality. When she and I shoot our bows together, I stop shooting to watch her because there's something about a woman's posture when you come to full draw. I'm telling you, it's sexier than pole dancing. I've never witnessed that, but I hear it's supposed to be sexy. That's not sexy. What's sexy is a woman in good shape drawing back the bow and becoming one with the mystical flight of her shaft. So if you want to really discover sensuality stimuli and sexuality optimization, get a damn bow and arrow. But I got to give you the ultimate Uncle Ted tech tip. Shoot a bow that is graceful.
Don't get a bow. Every day I get messages from women, and I'm sure you do too, but that say they can't pull back their bow.
That is not for you.
Stop it. Would you just stop it?
If you get a 20-pound bow, a 10, I don't care. Get a child's bow and stand 5 feet from the target.
My bow would probably be considered a child's bow. I shoot 35 pounds.
I think it's closer to 30, but the thing is, she kills everything she shoots at, and she becomes one with the mystical flight of the arrow. And I got to tell you, when you draw your bow back, there is no Joe Biden. And if that's not an inspiration to get a bow and arrow, I can't help you.
So we are going to wrap it up. I want to tell everybody tomorrow I'm going to be coming on here live talking with Nikki Klegel all about our new program, Sorry for Women Only.
I love women only.
And I'm going to share everything from my fitness regimen. You could do it. It's not that big of a deal, but there are tips and tricks also along with our nutrition. Like we don't.
I just ate a duck. That's nutritious. I did. I just ate a duck. My idea of fast food is a mallard.
Oh boy.
I did.
But we also eat a little. We have cookies or ice cream at times. So I want to share my tips and tricks about how to lose weight or maintain your weight without giving up your favorite foods. And we're going to talk about spirituality and having a closer relationship with God. So I'm going to let you know what time I'm going to go live, but we've got a new program that starts February 18th. Nikki and I are going to do a 90-minute program 4 times a year, and we have all kinds of giveaways for you. So I'm going to have more information on that
and
tomorrow.
I'm plucking duck debris, some duck shrapnel out of my teeth. And on March 5th and 6th here in Waco, Texas at Tucker Hall, you're not going to believe this, but I'm having an Uncle Ted Gonzo auction. I have so many guns. I have so many guitars, so many trucks,
so much stuff,
so many bows and arrows. I'm keeping my favorite guns, but I'm selling hundreds of the most beautiful firearms you've ever seen in your life. I'm not selling my top Birdlands, but I'm selling a 59 Les Paul. Are
you going to be able to take, like, for people who can't make it, can you do online
There
auctions?
will be online, but you'll find out about it. It's the Ted Nugent Gonzo Auction, Come and Take It Auction 2021 at Tucker Hall in Waco, Texas on March 5th and 6th. And also, I got to tell you, a lot of people bought Reelect That Mofo hat, 50,000 of them. I signed every one of them. But now I'm signing a Come and Take It hat. I should have one down here. There's an old battle cry, come and take it. You want our cannon? Come and take it. And I'm signing Come and Take It flags and Come and Take It hats. And it is absolutely dwarfing the demand for the Reelect That Mofo hat. So I signed about 1,000 this morning, and I'll try to do as many as I can every day. But soon at tednugent.com, you can get the autographed Come and Take It flag and the Come and Take It hat. But right now, don't tell anybody, but you can get some of those at Old West Antiques at yahoo.com. You can email the Tuckers.
And you can get it personalized.
Yes, email address is oldwestantiques
at yahoo.com.
At yahoo.com.
Somebody can write that in the comment section. Plus, don't you have an instructional guitar?
I've got a rock and roll master class tomorrow at noon Eastern time. I think it's noon Eastern time. Called the Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, Uncle Ted Gonzo Master Class, where I teach them all the subtleties and intricacies of the mystical flight of my guitar licks, which are legendary. I mean, you remember the baby boom? That was me. They all had sex to my music, and then just babies started just squirting out everywhere.
Okay.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
So anyhow, if you want to have the ultimate sex, you have to have my music. If you want to learn to make my music, you have to watch my Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp Uncle Ted Masterclass. On my website, it's jerrygarcia.com. You can find out about all the things that me and Jerry are up to this year.
Okay. The reason
it's tednugent.com.
Yeah.
Some people will actually go to the other one.
Okay, so
don't.
So somebody, Al Jones, watching on Facebook said, "Can you sign that toothpick for me?"
I probably could. I could at least gnaw it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm plucking mallard shrapnel from twixt my canines.
Okay. All right, you're gonna go hunting, and I'm gonna take care of the pups. All right, love you too. All right, guys. Okay.
The physics of spirituality.
Right.
She smells like dinner. See ya.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, I'll be back tomorrow with more fun and games. Maybe him, maybe not. But have a great day. Make it a great day. Do something healthy and happy for you today. All right, guys. Love you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Dave. Thank you.